Well, buenas tardes a todos. Buenas tardes, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Marquesius TV. That would be episode number 18 or 19. I'm not sure because I was supposed to record a video for you guys last weekend, but I was too busy celebrating winning the World Cup. I forgot that I have to pay my dues and come pay respect to the YouTube family, to my social media family, what's going on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of you guys. So before we begin, I would like to take this time to congratulate my España of winning the World Cup, which I predicted that España would win it. You guys didn't believe me, and I don't expect you guys to believe me. But guess what? I'm the piece of junk God used to make a believer out of y'all. So hey, results on top of results, folks. Ever since I have really taken my father's role, I have been nothing but blessed. Within 2 seasons, I have won a total of 8 trophies. 2 Copa Españas, 1 Copa del Rey, 2 La Ligas back to back, Arsenal with the blessing in the Premier League. That is 6, right? 1 Euro 2024 with España, and of course, the World Cup. All that's left for me is for my Barcelona now to win the Champions League. I'm in a good position, okay? So congratulations to Spain, and congratulations to Rodrigo, the best central defensive midfielder in the world since Busquets left. The most complete central defensive midfielding core I've ever seen. Rodri, Zubimendi, Fabian Ruiz, the list goes on and on. Spain is the best team in the world. And respect to El Jefe de la Fuente, respect to the Spanish Football Federation, and most importantly, respect to Catalonia, because Barcelona won this World Cup from Spain. Gracias. And I think that Catalonia deserves to have a year where they just live for 365 days tax-free. Again, it's just my own personal opinion. It's not the reality of things. So, good afternoon again, folks. Welcome to Marquesius TV, where we're here to talk about Arsenal. We're here to talk about my favorite club in the world, Barcelona, my childhood club, the Arsenal Football Club in London, and most importantly, we're here to talk about transfers. Before I do this video, I would like to give a big shout out to you know what? I'm gonna be generous today. I want to give a big shout out to my ex. Thank you for helping me put this channel together, even though I don't use it much like I used to. But I'm supposed to be recording like every week, so thank you to you. You know who I'm talking to. We're not gonna put your name on blast. So let's jump straight into the transfers. This week, well, I already congratulated Spain on winning the World Cup. This week, when it comes to professional football, since we are back into our elements, I was privileged to watch the Barcelona preseason against Club Europa 4-0. I was privileged to watch a game in Nashville, Tennessee, preseason for Liverpool versus Sunderland. Liverpool won this game. I think it was 2-1 or something, 2-0 or something like that. Dominique Szoboszlai picked up where he left off back in April. And Manchester United will be scary this year, because they have heavy reinforcements in almost every department. United will be the team to watch out for this year. Somebody asked me, he said, what about Manchester City? I said, I'm not sure, because Guardiola left his mark on English football, that's for sure. And this is the exact reason why I would like Pep Guardiola to coach England for the Euro 2028 and the coming World Cup in 2030. Why? England previously had an agreement with Pep Guardiola 2 years ago. Was it 2024? But apparently they were, Pep is a very, let's just tell it like it is. Guardiola is the greatest manager in this generation. When it comes to the greatest British managers of all time, you have Sir Alex Ferguson. One of the greatest French managers of all time in club football is Arsene Wenger, of course, but Guardiola covers all the bases. So When Pep Guardiola asks you for a certain coaching staff that you'd like to have, give it to him. If he asks you for uh, how much he was like his salary on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, give it to him. It's Guardiola, bro. When I'm watching Spain, you see, there was a coach in Spain called Vicente del Bosque. They used to call him the boss, El Jefe, El Patron. Del Bosque had many students. Pep was one of them. Enrique was one of them. And this, when you see coaching Spain right now, De La Fuente, all these guys were the student of El Jefe. These guys have a system. If you're going back to the World Cup result, you saw how they shut down Argentina. Ever heard of the mirror technique? In psychology, they have this thing called the mirror technique. If I'm playing an opponent, well, that is a bit more technically gifted than me, if I have the abilities to do so, I will make them play themselves. Argentina didn't know what to do when they were playing against Argentina, basically. That's why Spain kept it boring in the first half. Isolated Lionel Messi from the rest of the pack. And without your leader, what you're going to do? For those of you who know football, when you watch that recent World Cup final, tell me how many times did Messi touch the ball? How many times did Messi make any threat to Unai Simon in the final third? Meanwhile, they were being bombarded by attacks on attacks on attacks by Spain. Emilio Martinez was the only reason why Argentina was not totally embarrassed in that World Cup final, with the amount of saves he made in the second half and in extra time. You're welcome. But to get back to professional football, I was blessed to watch Manchester United play against FC Rosenborg. I believe they are from Denmark. And Manchester United don't need much. They have a good central defensive midfielding core. Very young now. The striking core is looking nice. And that is without Benjamin Sesko, who's on vacation, by the way. And their defense is looking decent. Great goalkeeping core. I think Manchester United will be a problem this year for Arsenal Football Club. But for us, for Barcelona, not for me. I can tame those. The only team I fear in England right now is Arsenal Football Club. Why? I have my reason. They have a striker who's fully adapted to their system, and Victor Gyökeres. They have this man who play the same style as the young man from Napoli, Cravadona, who now plays for Paris Saint-Germain, two back-to-back Champions League. And the funny thing is, the same agent that signed him at Napoli, Cravadona, is the same agent that brought Christos Zolas from Club Brugge in Belgium to London. Technically speaking, you have the same players with different jerseys on their back and different names. And Greece, this guy's like the new superstar. He's not like your Trossard or your Martinelli's. Martinelli like to run. Finishing product is Trossard have great finishing product, but sometimes after he finishes dribbling, it's kind of like hard to like go through players. But Leandro Trossard is an Arsenal legend. I got nothing to say against him that's on negative, because why? He delivered the Premier League. So Leo Trossard, respect to you, and I wish you well in your football endeavors in Turkey. But to get back to what I was saying, Arsenal made a great signing in Zolas, and based on the rumors I'm hearing on the transfer market that Arsenal is interested in buying Vinicius Jr., there is no necessity to bring Vinicius Jr. to North London because of Zolas. But since in the modern day game, you need to attract fans, sponsors, so I'm assuming that Arsenal wanting to sign Vinicius Jr. because Josh Kroenke already put £141 million up to £145 million at Mikel Arteta's disposal to buy Vinicius Jr. in the next 4 days. The transfer can happen in the next 4 days. Why is this? Real Madrid will make Vinicius an offer, and if his agent and his family say they don't like it, he's heading to London. Why is he heading to London? Gabriel Magalhaes During the World Cup, they had a meeting. Him, Vinicius, Bruno Guimaraes, they all made a pact that they were going to play for Arsenal. It's not by coincidence you see Bruno Guimaraes is signing for Arsenal to play in the central midfield. So Vinicius going to Arsenal, yes, it is very possible, strongly possible. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say right now it's an 8. Now the ball is on Real Madrid's court. If they fail to come up with an offer that is proper for Vinicius Jr., you will be seeing him. In North London, number 17 or something, or he'll be taking the number 14 because Julian Alvarez will be staying at Atletico Madrid. He can't come to Barcelona because we're about to make Ferran Torres our number 9. We got Karim Adeyemi. When it comes to Barcelona, I'm blessed. And Rafinha is staying. I got Lamal. I got Anthony Gordon. I don't need a striker anymore. Thank you very much. As for Arsenal, Victor Gyökeres is staying because why? They want him to play a 2 season with Arsenal. Based on his performance this season, they will sell him next summer. But he will be a gunner. He will be wearing the number 9 because if the Vinicius attempt for Arsenal fails, there is a chance that they can sign Alvarez with 2 trades. They have to give 2 of their players, which is Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. And from what I'm hearing, that Diego Simeone is very interested in Gabriel Martinelli. So Martinelli and Jesus would go to Atletico, and that would bring in Julian Alvarez to Arsenal, and that would automatically cancel out the transfer rumors for Vinicius. That means he would stay at Real Madrid, or I don't know, go to Saudi Arabia. And as for French football, Ousmane Dembélé is going to Al Hilal. That is why Rafinha is staying at Barcelona this season with us. So again, Arsenal fans, I was able to watch the highlights of Christos Zolis from Club Brugge. I wanted to watch his highlight against MK Don in the Arsenal jersey for his first game yesterday, but it was played behind closed door. So since the game was played behind closed door, I did not have access. But if you guys have already subscribed to AFTV, if you haven't, I suggest you do, because Don Robbie, the kingpin of all this stuff that we're doing right now with this football podcast, you know he's the Don, and we have to give our respect to the Don every time that we do a posting. I take it upon myself to promote his channel. I take it upon myself to pay my respect to Don Robbie because he's the godfather of this thing. So respect to the godfather, to the padrino. If you guys go on AFTV, perhaps they may have some exclusive footage of the game. Don't ask me how they do it. That's why they're the masters, and that's why we're the apprentice of this stuff. So go to Robbie's page and see if you can get the hookup. But if you cannot find it, I suggest you watch some highlights of Christos Zolis. I'm very excited about this player, and I think he's going to be a banger, a smasher for Arsenal Football Club, as Karim Adeyemi will be for me at Barcelona. Other football news to report. I already discussed AC Milan a couple of weeks ago. Enzo Maresca at Manchester City. I'm hearing rumors that City want to bring in Camavinga, while Rodrigo go for Manchester City after winning the World Cup to Real Madrid. And based on La Masa, which is Spanish football news, like the Daily Mail in England, Rodrigo will be going to Real Madrid. And this deal will probably happen this coming week or the week after. So Rodrigo, congratulations on winning the World Cup. It makes sense at 29, 30 years old to go play for my enemy, Real Madrid. And Camavinga going to Manchester City. So it's a 1-1 situation for both City and Real Madrid. So congrats to them. As for the transfers, my Ivorian cousin Jomanda, who played for IB Leipzig, will be heading to Spain. Medicals will be done soon. He will be signing for Real Madrid as the own version of Jeremy Doku, except he's Ivorian. So very close to home on my father's side. So congratulations again, young man. and bienvenue à Real Madrid. And we're gonna meet because I got the Ghanaian demon called Karim Adeyemi, and we're gonna put you all to the test in the first El Clasico. So, folks, when it comes to my football report, I did my 15-minute bids. There's not that many transfers. Oh yes, Bradley Barcola from Paris Saint-Germain will be going to Liverpool as the new winger, and everything is being negotiated right now as we speak. So do not be surprised if you see the headline that Bradley Barcola has signed for Liverpool in the next 7 days. As for other reports that I have, am I missing anything else? Okay, Gyökeres get to start Arsenal to a number 9. Yada yada. Oh yes, William Saliba will be available for the Gunners and at the end of October and November. He will not be required to do a back surgery. As a matter of fact, he was sent back to Cameroon to be with his maternal family until September or the beginning of October. As for Barcelona, we are currently in discussion with Atletico de Bilbao to sign Aymeric Laporte, who partnered well with Kubasi in the World Cup, who won Spain the World Cup. So a player like this at 32 years old would be the ideal defender that we need to play next to Kubasi. No disrespect to what I currently have in Eric Garcia and Adrian Christensen. It's just that I need that mentor and that player who's hungry for more. And Aymeric Laporte, well, his profile speaks for itself. Ex-Manchester City player, won double with City, Champions League, went to Saudi Arabia, got paid. He regained that hunger, won the World Cup, playing next to Kubasi again for Barcelona. Come on. And then it would also allow us time to save money, because at 32 years old he could perform up to 35 just like Inigo Martinez. So in the next 3 years or so, Hansi Flick and Joan Laporta will have the time to sit down and think with Deco on who we should sign as the next long-term defending partner. Sort of like Rafael Marquez when he left and got replaced by Gerard Piqué from Manchester United at 23 years old. So that's pretty much it when it comes to football transfers, folks. So again, congratulations to my Hispania, and I'm sorry I did not do this video last weekend because I was busy celebrating. And to all my Lionel Messi fans out there, y'all, well, I don't like to do, I respect his footballing stats, but I'm team CR7, so Cristiano Ronaldo all day. See. So how do you feel that your GOAT could not complete his story like Cody Rhodes, and the GOAT could not get past the psychological wall called Spain? Who's the best scorer getting the Kylian Mbappe? So the GOAT came with nothing and left the tournament with nothing. Oh, it's bad. It's okay. We'll never see him again. But toodaloo. Now it's time for the new generation to take mantra. Cristiano Ronaldo will no longer be playing for Portugal because now he's the head director or something of transfers at Al Nassr. So he will be recruiting some of the best players. And according to the report, Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United is Al Nassr's next target. And they can afford all his wages, by the way. If he stays at Manchester United, it will not be for long. He might leave in January or January. Either he goes to Saudi Arabia, which is strongly possible, or he will go to Turkey. So United, you better start working on finding a replacement for Bruno Fernandes. And I have one for you. He's in North London. His name is Martin Odegaard. Hey, anyway, folks, enjoy your weekend. Again, congratulations, Spain. We ate the GOAT with some curry, with some plantain, some rice and peas, Rodrigo style. The GOAT. Did that shit. And we are.